Through this video, you'll learn how to start using the Alpha MI USV for underwater topographic surveys after receiving it. Here is Alpha MI USV. This is the millimeter wave obstacle avoidance radar. On both sides here are navigation lights, red on the left and green on the right according to maritime standards, allowing observation of the vessel's orientation from a distance. And this is the camera, used to check for obstacles ahead of the USV. Power switch. This is the directional antenna, which determines the orientation of the USV. This is the hatch cover. You can open the hatch by rotating the handle to install the battery in the cabin. This is the positioning antenna. These three are antenna ports for antenna installation. The left and right sides are the antennas for the remote control to communicate with the USV. And the middle one is the RTK radio antenna. These are the propellers on both sides of the USV. In the middle is the tailboard. You can push it to the left first and then put it down to open the tailboard. Push it to the left and then lift it up to retract the tailboard. The MI-USV is equipped with 3 antennas, one of which is a short antenna installed on the middle for RTK radio communication. And the other 2 long antennas installed on 2 sides are for the communication between USV and remote control. This is the hatch cover of MI. First, you need to rotate the handle to open the hatch cover. It should be noted that the battery pad in the cabin has for positioning slots on the left and right, and to positioning slots in the front and back. Insert the battery into the positioning slots at the rear first, then install the battery, and here battery locked. Then try to move the battery left and right. If the battery does not shake, it means that the battery installed successfully. We can find this interface behind the cabin and connect it to the battery interface. Please pay attention to the direction of connection. Close the hatch cover. These are the 3 antennas of MI. 2 of the longer 2400 to 2483 MHz are installed on the left and right sides, and the shorter 400 MHz is installed in the middle. Press and hold the switch in the middle of the remote control, and it will enter the power on state. Short press the power switch of the USV until the light's on, and then long press until you hear 3 beeps. The USV is successfully powered on. Click on the DIMAP Hydro application on the desktop of the remote control, and the USV will automatically connect to the remote control. The software interface shows connected. Displayed here is the USV serial number, and this is the current software version. And here shows active project name as status. This is base station connection status and mode. Click project name as status. Click Anew. Input the project name. Confirm. The project name as status will be displayed as the name of newly created project. Click our TCM settings. Here you can choose different data link connection methods. For example, connect to the controller network or GNSS receiver radio. Take the connect to GNSS receiver radio as an example to set up. Change the protocol and frequency to be consistent with the base station settings, and click Connect. Here the connect status will be displayed as receiving data, indicating that the base station connection is successful. Set the tripod based on the known point, put the gasket, and then set the base and extension rod on it. Here we use a battery stick instead. Connect the battery stick to the tripod, install the RTK base station on the battery stick, install the RTK antenna, and connect the charging cable to the battery stick and the RTK base station. Long press the power button to turn on the RTK base station, and you can let go when you hear the beep. Click on the Hydro DIMAP software. Click Project Manager. Click New and click OK. Click Device. Click Communication. Click Model Type. Select the correct model number. Click Connection Type. Select Bluetooth. Search for the Bluetooth name. that matches the serial number at the bottom of the base station. Connect. And after the connection is completed, select the corresponding data link, select the corresponding channel protocol of power, click OK, and click Start Base. There are 4 indicator lights on Alpha 5W: satellite, data transmission, Bluetooth connection, and battery. Plan the route. Click Mission Plan to enter the route planning page. We have 3 modes for planning routes. The first, eye lake and reservoir survey, which allows the software to automatically generate a route by editing a polygon. The second, ice-spalla line, which allows you to plan a route by clicking different points on the map. The third, ice river survey, which allows you to generate a route by setting a center line and margins on the map. First, the lake and reservoir survey is 2 click points along the edge of the survey area on the map to form a polygon. Click the arrow on the right to edit the route angle and route interval, and rotate WP to switch waypoints. We usually set the route starting point to the place closest to where we started. Click Upload. Check the Upload Progress bar here. Click a Close when the upload is complete. Click a Close if the pop-up window appears. The route will be automatically generated and displayed on the page. Secondly, polyline. Clicking on the map will directly generate a waypoint. At this time, the USV will move along the waypoint route we selected. Click Generate Route. We can also swap the starting point and end point of the route. After confirming the route, click Upload. Click a Close. Click a Close, and the route will be automatically generated and displayed on the page. Thirdly, river survey. Click 2 points on the map to set a center line, and then click a Generate Route. You can adjust the width on left and right of the center line to generate the route of the river section. Click Upload. Click a Close. Click a Close, and the route will be automatically generated and displayed on the page. This is the page for regular route execution. Click Survey Start to jump to the route execution page. Click the Alpha logo to return to the main page. This button is to switch the working mode. You can choose Manual Mode, Loiter Mode, Mission Mode, RTL Mode, Smart RTL Mode, Guided Mode. Here displays sonar data, sets seawater of fresh water, temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Here 1 means that 1 data has been recorded. 0.00 and 0.5 jumps represent the current water depth. We can click this icon to set parameters of echo sounder. This area shows the status of the satellite: fixed, floating, single, PPP, number of satellites, current data length. Click this icon to enter the base station settings. Here displays the USV status, speed, and distance. And here displays the current battery status. Here is displayed the current settings, speed, and the time required to complete the current mission. Click here to modify and set the speed. Settings to enter the settings page. Mission planning is to switch to route planning. The current project is displayed here, and different projects can be switched here. Cruise control is the button for keeps the current speed. This shows the locked or unlocked status of the USV. Mark PT can click on the coordinates of any point on the map. Trajectory Clear shows the current route of the USV. Hide to hide the current toolbar. There are some other tools in Toolbox. Auto Recording automatically records data. USV automatically records data by factory default. Click to turn off automatic recording. Reload means you can refresh the page to make it smoother. This position shows the current position and coordinates of the USV. This shows the current water depth. This is the display of the USV obstacle avoidance radar, showing that there are obstacles at a certain distance ahead. This icon shows the horizontal status of the USV. Click Settings to enter the Settings page. The Settings page is divided into the following sections on the left. The first, General Settings. Please pay attention to the first mode settings. This is the state of the USV after completing the mission. You can choose RTL to return to the home point in a straight line or do nothing, and loiter to hover. Controller settings is to set the functions of the 4 keys A, B, C, D of the remote control. The factory default settings button A is RTL mode. Button B is cruise control. Button C is guide mode. Button D is Smart RTL mode, which means that USV selects waypoints based on the previous route and returns to the home point by following the original route. This is the speed setting. And here is the unit settings. You can set different units. After settings, you need to restart the software. This is the system settings, including the selection of system language, maps, and map types. Survey settings. Here you can set the interval between measurement points by time or distance. Other settings can remain at the default factory settings without modification. Safe settings. Here we can turn on and off the obstacle avoidance enabled. Select or unselect the shoal, reverse enable. Turn on and off the shoal, reverse enabled at manual. Please kindly note that the low battery return to home setting, we trigger the return at a low voltage of 20.8 volts by default. It should be noted that the low voltage return can only be triggered once. If the return is interrupted, then the low battery return to home will not be triggered again. In addition, if far away from the home point, please modify the settings accordingly to reserve enough voltage for return. Here is the settings for communication lost return to home. The first is to return when the remote control joystick cannot control the USV, and the second is to return when the software communication lost. Normally, we enable when RC communication lost return to home and disable when software communication lost return to home. Depth sensor settings. Here you can modify the settings according to the measurement environment. Coordinating system. You can set the coordinate system parameters here. Device activation. For the device to activate. Now let's prepare the USV before launching it. After power on the USV, connecting the antenna, and completing the normal connection and settings of the remote controller, open the tailboard. Before launching the USV, make sure it is unlocked and in manual mode. Move the joysticks forward, backward, left, and right. Meanwhile, put our hands behind the left and right propellers to feel whether the airflow was consistent with the joystick control direction. After testing whether the propellers are working properly, please adjust the USV to the locked mode to avoid accidents. Before launching the USV, we need to make sure it is locked and in manual mode. After launching USV into the water, move the metal rod to the far right to unlock the USV, then drive the USV in manual mode to a relatively safe place. Then lock and unlock the USV again to make sure the home point is set in a safe location. After setting the home point, set the USV to mission mode and start the mission. The remote control had two joysticks, left and right. Pushing the left joystick forward means the USV moves forward, and pushing it backward means the USV moves backward. Pushing the right joystick to the right means the USV turns right, and pushing it to the left means the USV turns left. According to the default settings, The USV will return to the home point immediately after completing the mission. You can also change these settings in the software. After the USV returns to a place that can be visually observed and relatively safe, switch to manual mode, manually and slowly drive the USV to a place close to the shore that can be reached. Then change to the locked mode and bring the USV back to land.